Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Software Engineering. I'm Zhang Shuang from Software College, Northeastern University. So, in this lecture, we are going to learn some software terminologies together. Internal software and contract software. Actually, during the previous lectures, we have mentioned that most software are developed under some contract. So that means some organization will develop software, so such software is called contract software. But sometimes software development is just taken as an internal task assigned by the superior boss. So such kind of software is called internal software. Well, most of the times, internal software just exists in some big organizations. Okay? So that means there are a software development team in the organization. And then they will develop software for their own organization. Okay. Next, system and the program. Well, system, okay, such as operating systems, or network systems, and so on, right? Well, actually, system is big. That means the system will include or provide some functionalities to the users. Well, program is small. A program may be just a block of code that it can provide one functionality, or maybe just a few functionality. It's a small one. We can't say that a program is a system. And we must understand that software system is composed of some or many programs. So just imagine how many programs a Windows system will consist. Next, methodology and the paradigm. Paradigm is something concrete. That means a certain way or a certain method to solve some problem. For example, traditional paradigm in the area of software engineering. And we understand that the structure paradigm is used before 1990s, which was very popular then. And nowadays, the popular paradigm in software engineering domain is object-oriented paradigm. So you can understand that paradigm is something practical. Okay. Well, methodology. Methodology means the science of studying kind of paradigms, kind of methods, and so on. So that's a word of object. Okay, the next terminology is quite interesting, bug. Well, bug is certain an insect. Well, in the domain of software knowledge, we must have heard of many programmers will say that a bug crept into the code, okay, instead of I made a mistake. So actually, someone have made some mistakes that cause some problem, some bugs, some errors in the code. Well, they won't say in this way blankly. They just say that there are some bugs inside the code, or a bug crept into the code, and so on, right? Yeah. That's an interesting thing. Okay, data component object. Well, I believe all of you have learned the course of some object-oriented programming languages, such as Java or C++, and so on. And we understand that a class object are composed of two components. One component is data and another is action component. Well, in the language of C++, the data component is called field. And in Java, maybe it's called instance variables. Well, it's just state variables. Well, from today, okay, we must understand that the software engineering that we are going to learn is object-oriented and software engineering. So we must use the standard object-oriented terminology. So from today, we are going to call the data components of object as attribute. And as for the action component or object, it is called the member function in C++. Well, actually, function is not a good word for object-oriented paradigm because function is a very typical word for structured paradigm. Actually, there's another good word for action component. It's called method. So next time when we talk about the action component or object, we should say the method. Yeah. Okay. The next three terminologies are client, developers, and user. Actually, during the previous lectures, sometimes we have mentioned the word of client, developers, and users. And actually, client is the individual or organization that wants a product to be developed. Okay. That means it is the client who will pay for the target software. And developers, surely developers are the members of the organization responsible for building that product. So that means the members of the software development organization. And the user is the person or persons on whose behalf the client had commissioned the product and who will utilize the software. Let's take an example. All of us has used the ATM to withdraw some cash or pay for our Nobels and so on, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's take this example, ATM. Okay. So who are the users of ATM? Of course, the customers of the bank, right? Yes. Okay. So let's say all of us are the users of the ATM system. Okay. Well, who is the client? Who pay for the ATM? Okay. Have we paid for the ATM development? No, we didn't, right? So actually, it was the bank. Okay. The bank paid for the ATM system. Okay. The bank had some developers to develop the ATM system for all of us, all our customers, right? So the bank is the client. The bank has signed some contract with some certain software organization to develop the ATM system. So the members organization are the developers of ATM system. Well, okay, so maybe you can think about another case. Let's say the library management system of our Northeastern University. So think about who is the client of the library management system of NEU, and the developers, and who are the users. Well, okay, so much for software terminologies.